Bam. Perfect timing. You gotta love it. It's almost like we have a full production crew. Look at it staring at my headlights. Storm Chaser. Storm Chaser's getting an oil change today, by the way. I got a 10:30 appointment. Dimmitt Chevrolet. That's the nose of the Storm Chaser. Got my new engine after Ian, and it's made it 5,000 miles. She's a keeper. Getting ready for the season. I'll be showing some stuff here in a second. I was playing with yesterday. Now that we're kind of in the slow part of the year, season will be upon us soon. All right, so good morning, everybody. Yeah, first oil change on the 50,000 mile truck, Mr. Chris. Well, it's the first of my oil changes for the new engine. All right, so what's cooking? This is the Daily Brew, and we're going to chit-chat about weather for a while and everything else. Julie Hunter made it through the pollen. Hunter's been a lot better. He snorts, but not as much. He's actually getting bigger. He was laying in bed today with me. Or no, Louis was laying in bed with me today, and I yelled to Julie. I'm like, which dog's laying on my lap? Because sometimes I get confused now. They're almost becoming twins. What's up, Mr. Tom? How you doing? Man, we got a lot of folks. All right, so anyway, our Daily Brew, we talk weather. We talk Monday, Wednesday, Friday during the off season. May 15th, we should be rolling every day of the week. And then if we get a tropical system, I usually talk at night. Usually, what time do we say, Shelly? 6 or 8? I can't remember. 8 p.m. usually. Well, anyway, we talk at night. We talk on the weekends. Always keeping you guys and gals up to date on what's cooking with weather, as that always changes. Got to stay on top of the weather. But anyway, big thanks to our good friends at ABC. They're the sponsor of our Daily Brew now, 4 years in a row. You could have started as a freshman in high school or college and then graduated. That's how long ABC has been supporting our page. You could have made it through college. So let's say hey to some folks. Mr. Harold out west. What's up, Tabletop Greek? We'll take a look at that Tabletop Greek. Remind me here in a little bit. I don't think Coastal Carolina doesn't. We'll go get into that. We'll get a high pressure locked in. I don't think we got a lot of rain chances. Richard Reamer, good morning. Our cruise was fun. What's up, Mr. Tom? Yeah, we're already getting plans for 2024's cruise. I think Shelly put it in our brew crew, right? We're going to limit it to cabins. We're not going to go. We had a nice number last year. We want to give everybody equal time on the cruise. No, Brad, it's good. I can still get my finger under it. But maybe I should loosen it a little bit. We'll see. But he snorts. But he's doing good. No more ammonia for Hunter. He's Julie, yeah, my homeowner's just doubled. I think that's why my debit card didn't work last night. I think they automatically debited my card. Homeowners doubled. Car insurance doubled. Everything doubled. And of course, we'll show Louis on Friday. We showed Louis on Monday. Oh, what else is going on? Katie Haley, what's up? Up north, Emerald Coast, Dad Man Walking, good morning. Mike E, what's up? Tracy, appreciate it. He is a cute little guy. We nickname him Hurricane Hunter. Oh, what else? Got some wacky weather out west I'm going to talk about. Thank you on the new shirt design. Who mentioned that? Yeah, the shirt's really good. Oh, Alicia. Thank you, Miss Alicia Green. Yeah, not everybody likes the cartoon look, so we kind of went with a traditional kind of a new summer logo on top of our new palm tree logo. But Anyway, all right, so here's a cool picture here. We'll get into the weather here in a second. This is an awesome Knoll School site. We love it. You might notice on the bottom here it says help support the site. I just donated $100, but I spelled forecast wrong. I used to help. I thought I wrote I used to help forecast, but I forgot the E on forecast. So he's going to say, "Oh, you sorry guy, I can't spell." He doesn't know me very well. But anyway, I just donated. You should too if you can. Great site. So before I forget, I wanted to share this. I shared it with our Brew Crew last night, but I figure our lives are kind of our Brew Crew family in a sense because not everybody watches our live. But so I have the new Tempest weather station, and it's amazing. By the way, I'm blown away. This is so amazing, the amount of features and how easy it was to set up. It's compact, solar powered, dream come true. People ask me all the time about weather stations, and this is definitely what I would recommend. I put a link over here. They give a little discount. So it's right here underneath our shirt, official MWP weather station, if you're curious about it. But what I did, I'm so excited. I mounted it on a lockable, hinged, 400-pound rated brace. Let's see. And it folds up, locks into place. I beefed the bed up with some steel to keep it from swaying. We'll see how it holds up, but I think it's going to hold up pretty good. But the whole idea with this little guy is that when I am remotely out there checking weather, I'll be able to broadcast the conditions where I'm at. And that'll mean pressure, wind direction, winds, humidity, rain, all that good stuff. So I'm looking forward to see how this thing works. So that will be. I just got an email from Ken Insurance. Yes, we just received your payment. That's why my dang car didn't work at Chili's last night. They said they received my payment. All right, that's what happened. My debit card froze last night because my homeowner's insurance came through. At least there was money in there. But anyway, I'm going to share this with you guys. We'll see how it goes. I might do a little test today. Go out to the beach or something, and let's see what kind of data it reports. So that's kind of fun. All right. So the big weather yesterday, let's talk about that. Oh, it's not there no more. Let's try it again. Refresh. There we go. So the big weather yesterday, did you see this? So California, man, they've been in this atmospheric river. The way the jet stream aligns, they call it the Pineapple Express, atmospheric river. Moisture just flies in from the Pacific out there week after week after week after week. It brings unbelievable snow to the mountains, crazy amounts of rain to the coast. Well, there was two little vorticities before this became one. They were calling it the Fujiwara effect even out there. I don't know. This was not named. It's not tropical. The water temperatures are, cool. But, man, it looked tropical. Subtropical, maybe. But people were reporting out there, Fremont and San Jose, south of San Francisco. It felt like a hurricane to a lot of people. I mean, it had the winds. It had the spiral bands. It had an eye. There was somebody who took a picture from Twitter that actually was in the eye. Like blue sky with clouds around. I mean, I recorded this radar off my phone yesterday and just couldn't believe it. Unbelievable. That was yesterday. But anyway, back to this Knoll School site. We love it. What's cool about this right here? This is what it's showing. Let me show you real quick. Then we're gonna talk some more. Say hey to some more people. I gotta get my button here working. But what's cool about this? This is the frontal line. And look how far south it made it. Incredible. That was our front that brought us all this cool weather. So Bahamas got some cool weather all the way down. We got a lot of people down in Belize and Central America and Jamaica and Caymans that watch us. So there's our frontal line. Bermuda, passed through Bermuda. Here's Bermuda. So really rare front that came south this time of year. But now we got this high pressure building in. High pressure is going to build in and pretty much lock the rain chances down to zilch through the weekend. And bringing in the heat. And that's what we're going to talk about here in a second. So let's go to our 48 hour. Hopefully it ran already. 12, 26 hours. Still running. We'll say hi to some people here while we wait on this to load. But, yeah. Good morning, Sean from Massachusetts. What's up, Travis? Long time follower. What's going on? Were you 88, Travis? I can't remember. Good morning, Mr. Eric. You watched the World Baseball game last night. Mike Trout, 3 swings and misses, man. Woof. They rarely does that. Vicky Hill, good morning. Loretta Reed, good morning. Vivid New Adventures. Yeah, it's going to be fun. So here's the temperatures. This is a big story. Let's go to NWSY. I wanted to get Texas, though. Problem with this southeast map, it misses Texas. But let's just do the U.S. I can probably just tell you what's going on here. We can look at this. All right, so here's today. You can kind of see it. Dark oranges are middle 80s. We're going to have 80s up through Mississippi, Alabama today. We're going to have a ton of 80s through Texas all the way through Oklahoma. Upper 80s in Florida. This is today. This is what's going to be bringing the storms tomorrow and then Friday. Hot and cold. Never blends too well. Here's tomorrow. We're going to have hundreds down in South Texas tomorrow. Upper 80s all the way up to Tennessee. And 80s up into North Carolina. Even some 80s in Virginia tomorrow. High 80s across Florida. Friday rolls around. And we have 90s in middle part of Florida. Upper 80s all the way up through Georgia. Maybe 90s into Georgia. Upper 80s in South Carolina. Upper 80s in North Carolina. Upper 80s all the way up through the middle part of Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana. Close to 100 in Texas. Now that front's coming. We're going to show you this here. We're going to show you the storm potential. But what's interesting, let me zoom in on Florida now. So on Saturday, look at this. Upper 90s. There's a little area here. Could be inching into upper 90s. South of Interstate 4. Middle part of the state. Could be inching into upper 90s. 90s in Orlando on the weekend. It's going to feel like summer. If anybody's visiting the theme parks this weekend, you're going to be... It's going to feel like summer. So, yeah, we basically skipped spring. Florida had 4 days of spring. But there is a little cool down expected coming again. So, but that's hot. And then it's going to, look at this. Here's Sunday. I mean, it's unbelievable. This is the official National Weather Service forecast, too, by the way. But look at this. 90s for all the way down to Naples and Fort Myers. It's going to be a hot weekend. These are record-breaking heats, and they're not going away anytime soon. Maybe by Tuesday. Storm-wise that we got to worry about. All right, so tomorrow, here's where things set up. This is common, right? This is tomorrow. Frontal line sets up. Texas, Oklahoma, normal stuff. They get it all the time. But the concern here, as far as strong stuff, is Friday night, Friday afternoon, Friday night. And we got an enhanced area already. Pretty rare to have a day 3 enhanced SPC outlook. So definitely Louisiana, Mississippi, watching upper Gulf. This line does look like it's going to push into the Florida panhandle overnight into Saturday morning. And we could even have some storms here Saturday midday. So yeah, this front's going to be out of here. Tabletop Greek, it's just a matter of how far north it goes. And then high pressure builds back in. So let's look at some of that timing on these storms, because it could, let's look at the 500 millibar. You can really get a good sense of how strong it's going to be just by kind of looking the tilt and the jet. There it is right there. There's your storms brewing Friday afternoon. And they could hit Eastern Carolina maybe Saturday morning. So the reason it doesn't show a lot of rain there in East Carolina is because we got the high pressure starting to build back up, and we're going to be having some dry air from that front. So not a ton of rain, but storms maybe as this thing. So you can start to see it really starts to Saturday afternoon dry up a little bit. As far as rainfall totals, I got a good map here. All these links I try to use are on the site. So we go to the QPF page. Here's rainfall today. Very, 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 very little. High pressure building in. A little bit of rain trickling in. We get this counterclockwise or clockwise flow, high pressure in the Atlantic. Sometimes this moisture builds in off the Gulf Stream, and sometimes you get some drizzle along the Florida East Coast up into Georgia and South Carolina a little bit as this thing, I think they call it an inverted trough or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, a little bit of drizzle. Heavy rain again out in California. Day tomorrow. God, darn, why did the thing just stay up there? I hate having to re-scroll every time. Now tomorrow, this is Thursday. There's our frontal line setting up. Very little rain across the south. Look at that. It was hazy. Did anybody notice yesterday? It was kind of milky. Looking towards the west, I actually went on the old website, Mike's weather page, and looked at the dust maps. Thought there might have been some dust, but there really wasn't any showing. A lot of dry air showing, but it was milky yesterday. Usually when you got milky skies, you actually have some sow from the Saharan, but wasn't showing up. I did post a link, by the way, on that seaweed. Apparently, it's already down in the Caribbean. It's real. Apparently, it's real. And it's expected to reach the Gulf possibly July, I think I read, for Florida. Right at the peak of summer. So, I don't know. 5,000 mile wide stretch of seaweed supposed to be curving up into the Gulf of Mexico. And it's going to be following the loop current. So that means it's going to get pushed up into the Gulf, and we'll see. Somebody asked what it could do with hurricanes. Well, I don't know. The only thing, theory-wise, is maybe it's darker. Could absorb more sunlight. Or maybe it'll block. Maybe it's the opposite. Maybe it'll block the ocean and allow cooler water underneath. So I don't know. Maybe it's natural. Maybe it's always there. I don't know. But anyway, there is a big blob of seaweed coming towards the Gulf. And I did put a good article, I think it was from USA Today. I linked it on Twitter and Facebook. You could take a look at it. Read all about it. All right, here's rainfall tomorrow. Friday, there's our storm setting up. This is just rainfall. Precipitation northward. Saturday. Sunday. So, yeah, Eastern Carolina doesn't look like a lot. But there you go. There's Sunday. Got our next little frontal line coming in. And there's Monday, Tuesday. So, pretty much along the coastal areas along Florida here, you know, we're going to be kind of blocked here. Not a lot of moisture. Storms, yes. And then over the weekend, we could get some more rain here as we have an approaching frontal line coming in on the weekend. You can see this here Saturday. There's our next low coming in. There's a little frontal line. There's Sunday. So nothing too cool, though, temperature-wise. I don't know if we really have any more cool downs coming. Let's go to tropicaltidbits.com. Take a look at the weekend here. So here's Saturday morning. Nothing too really cool. What we're looking for is blue. This is all the way to April. So there's really nothing showing any strong, no strong front showing right now. There's a little cool down, maybe the first part of the week. Reaching down into the Panhandle Tuesday, Wednesday here. Maybe a little frontal line. But here's that big cold blast. This is the anomaly map. A lot of people use it and like it, so I'm going to start using it more. This is purples and blues are below normal, and oranges and whatever other color that is, peach, above normal. But you can see that cold disappear, and here we are into today, and then tomorrow, all that heat way above normal temperatures, all the way up to New England tomorrow, above normal temperatures, and above normal on Friday. This is Saturday and Sunday, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll see. There's our next front. This is Tuesday, Wednesday. So there's a little cool weather. So we'll have a little breakdown on Tuesday, Wednesday. A weaker front comes through all the way through the southeast here. So this is a little bit below normal next Wednesday. So, Dorian, happy Wednesday. What's up? Shelly, are you doing better this time around with our trip? I'm excited about the 6th day, to tell you the truth. This last one was nice. That's why we did the pre-cruise party. But this one's gonna be nice. We got 2 days of sea and 3 stops. That's plenty of time. This one felt like, oh man, as soon as you get like in the groove, it's like, oh, it's over. And the nice thing about our next cruise is we're done on a Friday, and so you still have the following weekend. I think it's Saturday to Friday. So I like it. I like it a lot. Saturday. Well, we gotta have a little. Let's look at that. Let's look at that line coming through. So here's what we got. This is kind of what it's going to look like for our next system. So let's fast forward to tomorrow. Here's obviously tomorrow. We're going to start to see storms. Typical areas: Texas, Oklahoma, northeastward tomorrow. What we're really going to be watching is Friday, as this starts to pull up some of that Gulf juice here. Here's Friday, 1 p.m. Let's do 5 p.m. Here's kind of where the storms are going to set up Friday night. They're going to be entering upper Gulf region here Friday evening, Friday night. That's where they're watching. Heavy storms here possible Friday evening. But what got my curiosity is overnight. So going into Saturday morning, we're still showing a possibility we could see some storms overnight into Saturday morning. And you can see a little bit left here along that frontal line. So we could have some storms even inching into Alabama and Georgia. We could see some storms possibly for the Florida Panhandle in the morning on Saturday. So what this affects, obviously, is if you got a morning planned Saturday, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida along the coast here, maybe more Alabama, maybe more like the Panhandle, Mobile area. But Saturday morning could get a little dicey here as our frontal line still kind of exists. It's all teeth. What is this guy? I don't know. Let's give him an ear. Let's give him eyeballs. Anyway, Eastern Carolina. So, yeah, could be a little thunder, but it's going to be running out of juice Saturday afternoon. So, will be some drops. This is a weak line. If we look at it another way, I bet you we're going to see the dry line, precipitable water map will be showing that the frontal line is going to be running out of juice. So there could be a little bit left Saturday, I guess. So I would say definitely you're going to have something coming. So yeah, there's going to be a little bit of juice left. Won't last long. And then, of course, Sunday for most everybody is pretty nice. Could be a little blow up of storms here along the upper Gulf Coast here. We're going to have to watch from that incoming frontal line. So that's a little interesting. That really wasn't showing up the last couple of days. But Sunday morning could be interesting as we get a little resurgence of action. That's catchy, huh? That's kind of new. Sunday morning. So Sunday morning, man. So Saturday and Sunday mornings do not look good along the upper Gulf east of Louisiana. So this is interesting. I saw a little bubble on the rain maps, and look at that. It's really starting to show up. So that's just a little frontal line kind of pops up. That's Sunday afternoon. And a lot of that is just because this high pressure is here, and it just ends up converging here, leaving everybody else dry. So that's Sunday. That's why we got upper 90s maybe in Florida on Sunday. Possible rain across the upper Gulf Coast on Sunday. How about that? So that everything in a nutshell. Oh, Shelly, our Royal Caribbean is awesome. We did Carnival last year. I think we're definitely royal for life. There's no doubt about it. They wine and dine us. James Van Fleet's a great friend, and Royal really loves our page, and Royal Caribbean is excited that we're sailing with them, and we're going to have special treatment from them. So, anyway. So, yeah, that's about it on that. Anything else going on? Today's Wednesday. We got, good news on the softball side. Emily's toe is toe-nado. Hopefully she gets to play tonight. As you all know, she broke her toe in Daytona and has been like, whole month. But anyway, we're hoping, fingers crossed, tonight she gets to play. That would be great. So that'll be exciting, hopefully, for us. And then got a nice article next week coming out Tuesday. I got a Florida Trend magazine. A lot of you live in Florida might know it. They're going to do a nice interview. I had a couple other requests I got to respond to. We got 2 Hurricane Expos coming up. Big one for me is May 6th here in Oldsmar, sponsored by Furman. They're going to be giving away a generator again. And that'd be cool. So anything else we could chit-chat about? Everything else is good. Oh, man. Talked to my good buddy John from Apalachicola. He's doing good. We're going to do some fun stuff with them coming up. All of our great supporters of our page. We really appreciate everything. For sure. Can't think of anything else weather-wise. Just kind of it. Getting ready for hurricane season. Maybe Friday we'll talk a little bit about the season. Maybe we'll go in a little more hurricane chit-chat. Maybe I'll advertise that for Friday's show. Oh, flip-flop story time. Okay. Hey, there's John right there. What's going on, man? I am going to the Golf Jam up in Panama City, though, in June. My buddy Mark, Mr. Mayor Mark. That should be a wild week. We'll get closer to that. I'll start sharing more information on that. Flip-flop stories. All right, let's put the new shirt design up since we sold a bunch. I really appreciate it. I like this color right here. I think I ordered one. What the heck? So flip-flop story. Everybody knows I've lost flip-flops over the years, right? I've stepped in ants, lost flip-flops, lost them in surge, lost them in tornadoes. So this cruise, we get out of the hot tub. I go over to the chair. You know, I always take a little, post shenanigans nap for about 20 minutes. Had a few too many in the hot tub with the college kids. It was a lot of fun, and I told everybody, I'll be back in a minute, because it takes the girls a lot longer for them to get ready for dinner than me. So I'm like, I'm just going to chill out here for a minute. Woke up 15 minutes later, looked down, my shoes are gone. My flip-flops are gone. Like, are you kidding me? Like, they were sitting right here. Now they're gone. So I had to walk back to the room. It was captain's night, so it's weird. I was walking down deck 5, Promenade or whatever they call it, right? Everybody's dressed up, going to dinner, and I'm walking through there barefoot with my bathing suit and no shirt because I guess I didn't have a shirt either. I don't know what was going on, but I had no shoes. And it felt kind of funny walking through the Promenade with no shoes on. So I get up to the top, and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. So I got my other shoes on and walked up back to the hot tub deck. And there was another pair of shoes a couple chairs over, and they kind of look like mine. And I'm like, you know what? Whoever's shoes these are probably took mine by mistake. So I grabbed those shoes and brought it back. And they weren't mine. And they were reefs, and they weren't very comfortable. So I wore them the next day. And then I found out my buddy Sean saw them, didn't know that was me sitting there. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. He took them to be nice, but then he left them at a sports bar on a table. So the next night he's telling me that he went back to the sports bar because then he left the shoes at the table, feeling bad that he took them from me to begin with. So the sports bar couldn't find them. Well, then they found them. Well, then he took them to his room. So, long story short, I got my shoes back. So then I went ahead and dumped my borrowed shoes by an elevator somewhere. So there was some poor guy telling the same exact story that I was saying. Hey, what happens on the ship stays on the ship, right? So that's the flip-flop story. Anyway, that was my... I still think the guy left them there for me because they were just laying underneath a chair. All right, well, that's cool. So Friday we're going to do some more chit-chatting on hurricanes, talk about the season a little bit. I want to talk a little bit more about the LRC model and Eric Burris forecast. Did very good last year. I got a couple graphics I put together for our cruise. We'll see how this water temperature map goes. We had that big cold snap, but we'll see what the Gulf's like. Gulf's been running above normal a little bit. Big time, actually. Here's your weekly anomaly map showing you pretty significant departure from normal here. Let's go to U.S. and show metrics here. So last week the Gulf's been about 5 degrees above normal. There's our loop current. It comes up here and comes around the Gulf Stream. This is what's going to be carrying in that Seaweed. So there you go. Ocean temp. Let's look at sea surface temps. And they're still hovering. They warmed up quite a bit. We were around 80 degrees along the coast areas. I think that cold front cooled things down. This is surface temperature. It warms up quick though. We're getting these 90s and 80s this next 4 or 5 days. It'll warm right back up again. Loop current's hanging around 80 though. 80, 81. Key West is 78.8. Coco Cay for us was around. It was decent. It was not unbearable. It was around 80 degrees. Jumped right in. Wasn't too bad. So anyway. All right. Well, I hope you all have a great day. It's Wacky Wednesday. We'll maybe I'll post here in a little bit my weather station in the truck. We'll do a little test out of the beach, but there's really no storms coming. So, but anyway, all right, y'all. We'll be live again Friday for the Daily Brew. All right, you all have a great day. Thanks.